All right, guys, I'm gonna try to cover as much of this as I can because I'm kind of a nerd and I love this stuff. But we actually got an inspector from the state. We got the county inspector. We got a soil scientist here, and we're gonna do some probing and try to find a place to install a repair bed for a septic that's failed. So I'm gonna load up on the 304 here, head over the hill, and dig some test holes and see what we can find, and hopefully we can kind of get down the trench there and see what they're looking for. I'm excited. It's gonna be cool. All right, guys, I didn't do the best job of explaining what the heck was going on. It was a very hectic morning. We got a bunch of weather before. We weren't for sure if everybody was going to be there. Finally got everything lined out. So let me give you kind of a little bit of a rundown of what's happening here. So this gentleman that owns this house, he actually bought it from the building trades class, the high school class, building trades class. They built this thing. Oh man, it's probably 20 something plus years old. And he's just outside of town. He's not, well, his exact words were he's $1 million from the city sewer, but it's literally just like probably a quarter mile over the hill. But for some reason it's difficult getting there. So the original septic system was actually grandfathered in. It was, there was an old trailer that sit on this lot, and the septic system was for the trailer. Apparently they did some dozer work and built a small pond, which is just off to my right here. And in the process of doing that, I guess they damaged the septic and had to take it out, replaced it. So they put a different septic in, and it hasn't been working for years. And yeah, it's just failed. There's no way, that's a nice way to put it, I guess. It's just failed. So his ideal location for a septic is basically where the pond's at. The second best location for the septic is where his geothermal is located. And what you can't see in this picture is I've got the blade all the way down. We're on a hillside. If you look off the side, you can see it there a little bit. I'm guessing, but it's probably 25% or better. And anybody knows much about septics, 15% is kind of your threshold. So our only real option to get a septic in this place is down over the hill behind this house. And basically what we're doing is we got, you'll see here in a little bit, there's a lady in a pink jacket. She is actually from the State Board of Health. She's there kind of overseeing everything going on. There's another lady in a black color jacket. She is actually the soil scientist. She's the one that kind of is giving the reading or the analysis of the soil. And then there's a guy in a high-vis jacket. He is actually the homeowner, and he doubles as the city building instructor. And then the last guy you'll see kind of come in and out of a few pictures is the county health inspector. So like I said, we were trying to get everybody round up this morning. It was quite the circus there for a while, but we finally got to going. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig 4 pits about 60 inches deep. I only got video from 3 of them because once you've seen the first 3, you pretty much knew what was going to come in the 4th one. So I'll dig these pits down. Once I get the pits dug down, the lady from the state, the guy from the county, and the soil scientist lady will get down there and kind of analyze the dirt. And we're basically trying to figure out if there's any possible system whatsoever we can put in for this gentleman so he's got a legal and operating septic system. I think his immediate concern is at this point is he's thinking about selling the property, and it's pretty much impossible to sell without an operating septic system. So everybody was very cooperative. The lady from the state completely understood the situation. Obviously she's not going to let us do anything that is not code. But she was very helpful in giving advice and trying to come up with a solution for what's going to happen here. The county guy, he's actually even though he's an older gentleman, this is actually his first week on the job, so he's kind of learning. And then the soil lady, I mean, she's pretty much there just to tell us what's what in the ground. So this may be kind of a long, boring video for some, because I'm kind of going to let the lady talk about what she found and kind of analyze the dirt a little bit, but I'm going to let it play on out. I'm kind of a little bit of a nerd, so I enjoy this stuff a little bit. I always enjoy digging down, seeing what we find, and then having somebody there with more knowledge than me to kind of tell me what we're looking at. So just to kind of give you a recap, I don't want to spoil the end of this thing, but we're still for sure what we're going to do. The lady from the state is going to take all the information we gathered this day and go back and see what we can possibly make work. So hope I don't bore you guys to death with I can't even talk. Hope I don't bore you guys to death with this video. It's not quite as entertaining as some of the other ones, but some people may find it interesting and informational, so I hope you guys enjoy. With a perimeter drain, so you get a picture around the bed. He'll specify how deep the drain needs to be. Usually it's a depth below the bed, 18 to 20 inches.
Same old lady knees.
I would help you, but I don't want to be accused of pushing you in. And with our groundwater too, I mean, it's kind of what it's time to be. I mean, it's good to know it's there, but yeah, we do just need to know. So am I correct in saying this is basically topsoil, this would be subsoil, and that would be everything?
Yeah, it looks like there's a little cover that might be pushed over.
Yeah,
this is probably the original topsoil.
It's subsoil. And this is basically subsoil contained about here. I'm going to do a quick recap here. So we got topsoil here, correct?
Well, this is probably like a fill material. It's probably pushed over.
Okay.
So, and then
we got a layer of old topsoil about right there. Okay.
It probably comes into about right here.
And then we get down into the subsoil.
Yeah.
And then what did we decide we were going to call that?
This is going to be like a dense, I'm just going to call it like impermeable sedimentary material, because it's mixed with soil and with
rock and clay and sand, a little bit of everything.
Like everything's all mixed together, so it's just a sedimentary material. Because it's all broken up fragments and stuff, but it's very dense.
Right, so, and it don't accept.
Yeah. Well, you've got that. You can see. Look at that water coming in.
Yeah, and you can see the groundwater kind of tells you where that limiting layer is.
Only if I fall. You have permission to grab me by the back of my britches if I go head first. Come into the house.
Follows the slope a bit. Looks like follows the.
Well, as we were walking over that way, it got really mushy wet over there. I wonder if on the other side, I don't know if it would.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same as this, but that's why we dig pits.
And we call them sand line systems, like the Presby system. Because they're beds, they are really sensitive to groundwater. So that's what he was talking about, the drainage around the system on the side. That's really what would be very important.
The only one I've ever had an issue with was the groundwater. It's easily addressed, but it just shows the importance of controlling that groundwater. So,
It's always fun to do these in strip ground.
Yeah.
Those walls start caving in.
Yeah.
Good times. I've never had one like actually cave in on me yet. But if it looks like it's going to, I don't even get in it.
I don't blame you. It's not worth the risk. Bill, did the building trades put in the original septic?
There was a septic here originally. There was a trailer that was up on top.
Okay, so they tied into what?
They tied into that
Grandfathered
one,
themselves
and,
in.
and we actually had a pump and pumped up to that existing. When Ed Falkenberg was doing some dozer work, he ran into the tank.
Okay, so now you're.
Yeah. So then we moved it down here to where it was gravity, and that went around the backside of the house. I think Johnny Knable put the second one in. I don't know who put the initial one in. That was with the trailer. But everybody that's worked on it is dead now. I don't want to jinx you or anything.
That's bad.
Oh, I hope I got a few more years left.
Isn't that what happened at all those archaeology digs in Egypt?
Yeah, everybody turned up missing.
Well, the way you stair-step that down, you could almost work for an archaeologist because that's the way they like those
Well,
layers.
you got to keep the state and the soil guy happy, otherwise you're gonna get in trouble. Now, if Jack Coulter was here, I just would have let him fall in the hole.
Now, Jeremy said, "Is
Let's be
Jack
good buddies with him."
now?
I love
Isn't there?"
Jack.
I know, he's awesome.
When that's been altered like that, how can you tell for sure how deep your limiting layer goes?
Well, I mean, you just measure it. Just measure to where, because you can kind of tell what's original topsoil and what's
Okay.
not, because your original topsoil is going to be a brown, a darker brown color.
And how
So-
deep was the limiting layer?
About 30 inches.
30 inches.
We had about 8 inches of fill, non-compacted fill.
Okay.
Now, you don't view that as a negative because it's going to most likely be scraped off and everybody's put that in.
So, like,
I'm asking.
technically, it's a negative, but not really.
Right, it's it shows up as a mark on the
Not
page.
practically, it's not. However, we would typically subtract the fill from the depth to our limiting layer. We would look at original grade to limiting layer, which would put it at 22 inches,
Which is cut and scrubs.
which makes it elevated.
No.
Oh, I see the old topsoil down.
Mm.
Yeah, I see it.
No, I mean, it's not cracked. You got a lot of good roots in it, but it just, I don't know what.
Right there is the original topsoil.
Yeah, looks like. Because we've got some rock fragments up here above it. I think it's in this stuff.
The topsoil is pretty much on top of that park.
Yes, it is. There's not much what I would call subsoil.
Not near as much as what was in that air hole.
That's eroded.
I'd say when they dozed out for the house, they just dragged it out down through here.
You just dug 2 pits that are perfect for outhouse is what you
No, this dropped off pretty quick after there, and like I said, it was covered with trees, and then they tried to make it where it was at least mowable. Just moved it back.
20. 20 to 30 is original. 30 to 35 is called subsoil. And then
Welcome to Perry County. That's the best way I know it. That's the most undisturbed though, ain't it? That's original topsoil here,
Maybe just a little tiny bit. Maybe just a little bit, but
yeah. It's fizzling out as you go down the hill.
yeah.
You'd have
Yeah, it's not.
a little bit of fill, topsoil, and I guess that'd be your subsoil.
Yeah.
And that's
It's not compacted or anything. So.
that's just trash. There's proof that foam don't disintegrate.
True. A lot of roots up here. Yeah, it's probably got even less. That's probably about a good maybe 6 inches.
Oh man, floodgate just opened.
It did.
That's a bummer. All right, guys, well, here's just a quick recap of that job. The ground was not ideal. The location was not ideal. But I think, well, we're kind of waiting to hear back from the state, but I think we're going to be able to come up with, I don't know if I'd call it a high-tech septic system. It's going to be kind of a little bit of an unusual system that's going to be designed specifically for this location. Hoping we get the job to put that in, because I think it'd be pretty neat. And I can show you guys a lot about septic systems and how they work and all that good stuff. But we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully you guys didn't find that horribly boring. It's kind of some technical stuff, and I don't know. I kind of find it interesting, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. But as always, well, hello, Bo. How you doing, buddy? As always, thanks for watching. I know we got a lot of new subs here the last month or so. That's awesome. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Do you mind? Trying to have a conversation here, dog. Goodness gracious. Hope you guys are enjoying the channel. Appreciate everything. If you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see what's coming up next, hit that subscribe button. If you want to make sure the first one to see it, hit the bell. You guys know how to do it. I don't have to tell you. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. You going to tell them bye? Huh? No? You're just going to be honored, huh? See you guys.